Time now for the Educated Retirement Show with your host, Jay Kaplan. Jay discusses reverse mortgages and can answer your questions at 951-922-3532. Call lines are open at 951-922-3532. And now, here's Jay.
Afternoon on the, I guess this is the last show before Thanksgiving. So before I forget anything, Sean, happy Thanksgiving. And to everyone else out there too, it's been a weird year. Sometimes maybe we feel more like the turkey than the, the party giver. But there's still so much to be thankful for. So there. So be thankful and have a great Thanksgiving. And welcome to the Educated Retirement Radio here on KMET 1490, where we contemplate retirement and how to best prepare for retirement and how to best stay successfully retired. Remember, please call, email, or visit drheckham.com. That is drhecm.com. And there it is. There I is right there. Also, theeducatedretirement.com. I just got that fixed. The Educated Retirement Radio also works, but it's a little quicker just to use the name, which is theeducatedretirement.com. And of course, you can always call me right here, 866-955-2233, 866-955-2233 is how Sean might go about it. Or you can always email me at bestloantoday@gmail.com, bestloantoday@gmail.com. And when you get to the website, be sure to check out the YouTube channel. You can also see the show. You can see every show that's been on KMET for the last long time. Also, right there. So, any case, have a good time. 866-955-2233 is the number you call because knowledge is power. And do I have a day job? I do. The Loan Source, and my NMLS number is 384565. That's my DRE, 792630. And just to let you know, today is National Gingerbread Day. Actually, it's on the 21st, but since gingerbread's so important, we are going to do it today. And I was going to get a gingerbread man cookie and eat it on air, but then I thought, with everything going on, eating something that looked like another person was not, was almost cannibalism. So, we're not going to do that. But gingerbread people started as a folk, well, at least that we know of, started as a folk tale from 1875 about a gingerbread man's escape from the oven and many hungry pursuers he had. He ends up being gobbled up by a fox. And there are so many more fairy tales about runaway foods. I wish more had run away from me earlier in life, or I wouldn't have been. Well, anyway, there is the Norwegian runaway pancake, a Hungarian dumpling that ate the people who made him and continued down the road eating others, and swine. Hope he liked those swine better. Anyway, the Scottish tale of the wee bunnock, which is a bunch of bones, jumping out of the stewing pot and into the countryside. And lastly, for now anyway, the Russian kolobak, ball of bread dough, that comes to life and meets a rabbit and wolf and bear. So we do believe in challenging the status quo. Families and people need to be active, remember, not reactive. So remember, you are listening to the Educated Retirement Radio here on KMET, the Mighty Met. 866-955-2233, 866-955-2233. And actually, yesterday was Rex Reason's birthday. Now, today seems to be kind of a slow date. Like some days are slow news days. I wish we had some more of those these days. But anyway, Rex joined us in 1928, and he earned his wings in 2015. So, he's an actor from Glendale who started at the Pasadena Playhouse and best known for such films as This Island Earth and The Creature Walks Among Us. Here's This Island Earth-ish. Love this movie. Seen it at least 80 times, thereabouts. I had the big 2 years in the making. It was good special effects even for its time and even now. So I really enjoy that a lot. And if you remember it or didn't see it, you need to see what did they call these again? These were the mutants or mutant thingies. I know, better looking than me, maybe, but that's that. And this isn't Rex, is it? Who is this? Oh, Jeff Morrow, and his showing up on his interocitor. So, Bruce, are you watching the interocitor? We won't get too far into. Oh, we got one more thing here. Love it. So, if you haven't seen it, see it. Do we have another one? I showed them all. Did I show this? I didn't show this. I'm taking a lot of time, but visuals are important, of course. So that movie, The Creature Walks Among Us, which I've got, but it's a DVD. But this is a bigger picture. Just to remind you about the creature himself. The Creature Walks Among Us they made 3 creature films, and that was one of them. And The Creature Walks Among Us was directed by 2 different people, Jack M. Newman and Jack Arnold. Now, Arnold also did this one of my wife's favorite of all time, The Incredible Shrinking Man. And that's been like me losing my 80 pounds here lately, but we don't want to shrink as much as he did. Mr. Jack Arnold is not to be confused with William Allen, who produced that movie and who was also in Citizen Kane. He came with Orson Welles and had lunch at Musso Franks, as we did with them. Came from New York with Orson and went on to produce all of the I think every one of the 1950s Universal monsters. Even such things as the Mole People, which I think he's going to come up again even today. But and I was so lucky to find this somewhere. And it says the Mole People right on it. But in case you want to know what a Mole People looks like, they will come burrowing out of the sand to take you. So, and at the beginning of that particular movie, and yes, we've got it on a lot of Laserdisc and things like that. There's a little part at the beginning of the Mole People where Dr. Frank Baxter, remember him from the Bell Science shows, comes out and goes over all these different theories about people who live under the earth. We know here in Southern California that it is the lizard people that live in the sewers and underneath. Well, they're smarter than that. They live underground, but that's okay. I haven't met one yet. And maybe I'm one. Remember, Clint Eastwood had a small part in Revenge of the Creature, perhaps one of his first. Also, Rex in television. And I didn't even know I had this, and I found that the other day. I'm proud of. He was in 77 Sunset Strip, Wagon Train, Roaring Twenties, Bronco, Perry Mason. And then when he stopped being an actor, he started selling real estate. So I think you remember a couple of weeks ago when we talked about Sally Field's mother and the man from Planet X, the leading star in there, Robert Clark, became a real estate lender like me after he stopped doing acting and after the man from Planet X went back to Planet X. This island, Earth, also, by the way, Did star Jeff Morrow, star of that other great film, Kronos. And please don't get that mixed up with the Guillermo del Toro Kronos, because they are different. Now, this is pretty cool. This is such a low-grade B movie, but I enjoyed it. It had some Disney animation in it even. Yeah, look at this. We have a gatefold album of the music, and we also got a little booklet with it. And there was also a poster of the two guys that wrote the music, but I don't know what happened to it. So there. Anyway, is it is or is it ain't? Oh, it is. I just went around it. So these two guys, well, let me tell you, I had never really heard of these two guys. So there's our other guys there. Yeah, Jeff, etc. And so be it. These guys wrote the music, and I was going to tell you real quickly, although I never heard of either of these guys, and I'm supposed to be this big-time movie and music buff, that these two very different but equally gifted composers combined to form the most prolific musical team in the history of motion pictures. That would be Paul Sawtelle and Bert Sheffer. And I just learned about him just now, as you did. So who else has a birthday today? Edward Hubble. Hubble. And he joined us in 1889. He took off for outer space in 1953, and he was the award-winning astronomer, best known as the man who changed the universe. And boy, I'm looking at this YouTube feed I've got with these bunny ears thing. It looks pretty funny. Anyway, that's him, known as the man who changed the universe. And as he was growing up, it was found that he was not able to spell very well. Like me, I still can't spell. He was also a gifted athlete, unlike me. But after coming back from the Army, he renewed his studies of astronomy and was offered a staff position at Mount Wilson, where he remained there for the remainder. And although he never did win a Nobel Prize as such, but perhaps even better, he's got so many namesakes. There's a crater on the moon named after him. There's an asteroid named after him, that's asteroid 2069 Hubble. The Hubble telescope, of course, and which is up there determining the age of the universe and studying the universe. It's the also did a lot of the study of Pluto, and again, we're not talking about Walt Disney here, but it also did it. You know, I'm looking at it, it says watched the collision. So it must. What that means is it probably got great pictures, which we've seen of the collision of the comet Shoemaker-Levy on Jupiter, which we also saw from our backyard. And we kept looking. We had an 8-inch telescope then. We have a 12 now, which is too big, reflector, Schmidt-Cassegrain. But just getting a note from Lori saying she'll be ready at 3:30. That's good. And supernovas and nebulas. And if you're into nebulas, now just about is the time for the Orion Nebula. But we'll talk more about that when we have more time. Just giving you a quick look of that. And one of the pictures that came from the, see that? That's part of, they call that pillars, and I think it's in the Crown Nebula, but I would have to look that up. Bjork was born in 1965. I love her singing. And I guess, Sean, I should have in advance. Maybe we could have put something on, like one of my favorites, like "It's Oh So Quiet." But anyway, she has a style that is eclectic, which rhymes with electronic, kind of pop, avant-garde, classical. And for some reason, I seem to be not only the only old guy, but young guy too, who understands what it's meant when you say trip hop. And that's one of my favorite stuff. We're not talking about hip hop, we're talking trip hop. So she started professionally at 11 years old in a band called the Sugar Cubes. I have got that album, but anyway, she's got at least 30 albums, producing some of them herself. And this was kind of a surprise to me that she was an actress in a film called Dancer in the Dark, and she won the Actress Award at the Cannes Film Festival. The song from that film was nominated for an Academy Award where she sang the song in that famous swan dress at the award ceremony. And her father was a jazz artist, and she has a lot of jazz influence with her stuff, and she even did an album either with him or with some of his group. Let me take a look at, let me give you one of the weirdest covers. Okay. This is kind of more of what she looks like, or what she did look like, I don't know, 20 years ago. This has got to be at least 20 years old, but I know some musicians in the LA area, not intimately, but I mean, I know them from where I go to see them play. Sometime they say they know her, and she's around a lot, and she doesn't look much different. Here's the one, the jazz album. This goes way back, and this is definitely her. And I've got about 40 other albums here, but I'm not going to go through all of them because we're running short on time. And just want to let you know that one of my favorite music videos of all time was "Oh, It's So Quiet," directed by Spike Jonze, who went on to make some real live movies like Being John Malkovich, Adaptation, Her, the one that was not too long ago. And I'm just reminding you that we are here listening to the Educated Retirement Radio on 1490 AM and 866-955-2233, 866-955-2233, www.drheckham.com. And I was going to go in again to talk about some reverse mortgage stuff, which is the reason I got this show to begin with, but we don't have time. I'm having too much trouble doing other stuff. So it's time for NASA Nellie to come in and talk to us, or give us the lowdown about Gulf Breeze. So have at it. There she is. She's coming in on the special.
November 1987. We were still watching Evil Dead 2, RoboCop, and Radio Days in the theaters. But on the 11th, a cool winter evening in Gulf Breeze, Florida, it was a day not to be forgotten for Ed Walters. Ed was working at his home office when he noticed a light moving outside. To get a better look, he went out to the front door and saw that it was a glowing bluish gray craft hovering in the sky above. He went on to photograph it with his Polaroid. This was not his only sighting. I was astonished when the UFO returned over a week later, just before dark. I aimed the camera, followed, and photographed it again. Suddenly, something hit him. He couldn't lift his arm. He turned blue and was standing in a blue light beam and heard a voice. "We will not harm you." All of a sudden, he hit the ground. The story does not end there. The craft returned one evening again. As Ed opened his window blinds, imagine the shock. A small, armored, out-of-this-world being outside the window looking straight into Ed's eyes. Walters was a residential builder and a member of the city planning board of Gulf Breeze. He and his wife were both respected in their community. This collection of convincing, eerie photos are still very controversial to this day. When the Walters moved from their home, it is claimed that a flying saucer model was found in their attic. Ed insisted it was planted to attempt to prove his sightings as a hoax. His case has been the highlight of many UFO specials, conventions, and lectures. Even Fox Mulder referred to the Gulf Breeze sightings in an X-Files episode. And we all know that Mulder wants to believe.
And Mulder in real life does not believe at all. His partner in real life does, so it's kind of a reversal. In any case, we're going to take a short break because we have Lori with us, who is often a repeat offender, and we're going to talk about at least two great subjects, one of which is, of course, taxes, the other horror movies and things like that. So just to let you know that Tarantula, which I just showed you a picture of, produced by those same people we talked about before, came out on this day. The Mole People, I don't know where he went to. He must have burrowed back into the ground. And Frankenstein was also popped out in 1931. And there he is. Remember him? I think I showed him once before. But we're running a little over, and I don't want to get Sean in trouble. So let's give it back to Sean, and please hang on. We'll be right back with Lori. Information about taxes in this period of time, and hopefully some other things. Take care.